basketball, a national sport that has defined athletes, molded legends, and established Hall of Famers. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James, three of the greatest players of all time who have made the NBA the global phenomenon it is today. With all that being said, one name is often glossed over because he never went pro. But Shane Palma is finally back and ready to ball.
And argue that he might be the best player in the world.
His ball handling, his ability to shoot the ball off the dribble and off the catch, is uncanny. I don't think there's ever been a guy in our league to be able to shoot the ball as well as he does.
Then I keep dame to my Smith and Loca. In the kitchen, whipping that dope up, you can smell a odor. Plug on picture, we gon' hit it like we Sammy Sosa. Put that Billy to the
literally, I've never seen a player with the ability to do what this man is doing and shoot him from wherever he chooses to, man.
way I flood it out. Hey, talk to me nice, show you what deep in about. Whoa, play it down.
In terms of being able to, off the dribble, get his shot off from anywhere that fast. Best I've ever seen.
Like a masterpiece. Looking for a dunk like an athlete. Big drip, what you call it? Big drip. Ice chain, peeled water.
But I ain't never seen anybody shoot the way this brother shoots the basketball. It's scary. He literally is a threat from the time he steps past half court.
Calling, the yard shack was fall.
Same way you slow me down. You can't.
I be ballin' like a goddamn pro. I be ballin'.
I didn't have to do this interview. You guys are lucky. How do I sit right here? Am I good right here? Okay. Ever since I was young, I've been a champion. For as long as I can remember, playing in the Floral Park Indians Basketball League really brought out the best in my game. It took it to a whole new level.
Yeah, you can be the greatest, you can be the best, you can be the King Kong banging on your chest, you can be the...
Throughout my years, it was pretty apparent that my coaches realized the potential I possessed, and they were afraid to unleash my abilities against other teams. For the sake of my opponents, I was placed on the bench. It only made sense for them. You see this out on the court, you really want to have to deal with this? One coach realized how immense my intimidation factor was, and he made sure that I spent most of my time away from that court. I mean, we're talking down the hall. I made sure I was getting water for everybody else. He didn't want me near that court. And I applaud his efforts, because, come on, it isn't easy to rest this kind of talent. Leave it on the bench, if you know what I'm saying. There was even one point that season where my coach felt that the 20-point lead just wasn't safe. So I had to enter the game. And for 5 straight minutes, I never touched that ball. Not once. You really think my teammates wanted to put that spherical weapon into my hands? They obviously knew what would happen. It was at that moment I knew I was working with something special. Let's fast forward to a few weeks ago, when I played in the Floral Park Memorial Wounded Warriors 3-on-3 tournament. Now, after taking a 8-year hiatus, I was a little rusty, but I felt there was no better time than to emerge out of retirement than right now. Once my social studies teacher, Mrs. Fagioni, who runs the event every year, once she heard that I was coming out and I was going to do this thing, she knew. She knew to make sure that those brackets were made so that her varsity stars were not out in that first round, because believe me, if I was put up against them, she knew, and everyone else knew, there was going to be some first round exits for these high-level athletes. But you're looking at one right here. So what does it matter anyway? I am the team, but of course there had to be some teammates to help me out just to fill up space on the court. So Alex Saletta, Robbie Hill, some guys that I played with back in 4th grade, they were on the team. They were there. They were the supporting cast, but they were definitely there to help out. Now, our first matchup, it was a tough one. That was back and forth the entire game. There wasn't a moment where you didn't have your eyes glued on that court. And we won that game. We took them into overtime. We won on one of the last shots of the game by 1 point. We beat that all-girls team. We beat them. They were smaller than us. They were younger than us. But we beat them. And not once that game did I touch that ball. Not once. We still won. So I'm saying just the presence on the court was enough to intimidate these people. But they would learn. My teammates would learn. You better put that ball in my hand if you're going to win one of these next games. Because it only gets tougher. The next matchup, 3 sophomores, 10th graders. We were seniors, taking on sophomores. You know what we did? We took them into overtime too. We played tough. We played hard. Didn't touch the ball. I didn't touch the ball. Go into overtime, before overtime starts, I tell them, I say, Alex, Robbie, it's time. Give me the ball. It's my time. You better get me that ball. Now, I don't know if they heard me or not, because 1 minute and about 56 seconds went by, and I didn't touch that ball. But 4 seconds left. We were down by 1. You need 2 points to win in these games. So a 3-pointer, which translates to a 2-pointer, wins it. I find myself, I have the ball. Alex passed to me. I line up, look at the basket. I take that shot. And I felt it. I turned around, arms up in the air. I was already waiting for Alex and Robbie to jump on my shoulders as I carried them to the next round. But it didn't go in. It didn't go in. I thought about that shot for a very long time. I questioned if I'm really as lethal as I thought I originally was. I was ready to lay that headband right down there on the court during those post-game handshakes. I didn't think I had it in me anymore. That shot, that 2-pointer, high arcing, in and out of the basket, that shot replayed in my head for weeks. I was unable to shake what honestly became a nightmare. I went to the rec center and I would try out moves. I would take those free throws. I would take those 3-pointers. My signature spin layup. I got crossed. I got blocked. I got humiliated. 95% of those shots I took at the rec, against strangers and against friends, did not go in. I needed something to rejuvenate what I possessed back in 4th grade that made me that high caliber, championship level player. But I just didn't know what it was. So just like any normal day, I went through Instagram, scrolling through, liking the same pictures, until I came across a video. A man by the name of Pat McAfee, former NFL Colts punter. He was taking shots. He made about 3 in a row. It's semi-impressive. Drained all 3, swish, in the basket. Turned off the camera. What happened after the camera? Probably bricked the next 15 shots. His form was weak. I called him out. I said, I can take you, no cap. Thought nothing of it. Just put it out there. Phone buzzes 5 minutes later. I looked down. He answered. He said, Shane, stop it. Something inside me awoke, I felt life again. I quickly responded. I said, pick a date. I'm ready. And I was. I trained every day since that moment. And I got it back. But it's been weeks and no answer. So Pat, I'm looking at you now, bud. Hashtag Pat versus Shane. I want it. The people want it. Why don't you just make it happen? I know you're scared. You see this, and you tremble in your little makeshift basketball court, wherever you are. But believe me, I'm ready for you. And whenever you want, 1v1. The winner? Well, the winner is the best. And until then, I'll hold that with me. Hashtag Pat versus Shane. Pat McAfee, you're on.